Behringer Heavy Metal HM300 is a distortion pedal designed to replicate the Boss Heavy Metal HM2, but affordably. This pedal is built in a decent plastic Boss-style enclosure and has buffered bypass switching. It can be optionally 9-volt DC powered or 9-volt battery powered. Hello everyone, and today we're going to be talking about the Behringer Heavy Metal pedal. So, this is a plastic kind of Boss copy from my understanding. From my understanding, it's almost an exact replica of the Boss pedal of the same name, if I'm not mistaken. It's based off of the HM2, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that's the one that's supposed to be synonymous with Swedish chainsaw metal. I don't know. Anyway, so let's just get right into the demo. There's not a whole lot I can say about this, except for I don't exactly get it. It's not exactly my tone, especially with how extreme the EQs are. So I'm gonna hopefully use multiple guitars. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna use my regular, which is the Squier Stratocaster here, and then I'm gonna move to a Epiphone Les Paul style, and then that one has humbuckers. So hopefully it will sound different. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I have a loop here, but it was recorded with the Stratocaster, so we're only going to use the loop with the Stratocaster. We're going to start the pedal. We're going to start the pedal out with the level where it needs to be, which is the volume. We're going to have the low and mid, which are the only EQ controls. We're going to have them at noon, and we're going to have the distortion all the way down. And one thing you'll notice right away is that this thing gets gainy fast, and I think that's the point. The other thing is that there's going to be a small little ringing that's happening in the background. If you hear that, that's the looper pedal that I have. Unfortunately, it has a little bit of like power filtering issues, so it has some noise. That's not from the heavy metal, thankfully. Let's give you a clean tone first. I forgot to do that for the people who care. Here's the pedal. So, as you can hear, the thing is already pretty gainy in terms of how pedals usually are. Even quite a few distortion pedals can get a little cleaner than that, but if you're using a distortion pedal as like an overdrive, then what are you doing? So let's have the loop play through on these settings. All right. So that's gonna be our loop. Hopefully you like it. We're gonna hear it quite a few times. So this is pretty much as normal as it gets with this pedal, because the EQ is extreme. It unfortunately / fortunately, it's kind of, to me this is more of like an effects, like I don't want to say modulation, but it's like a Qtron or something, but with a distortion. So let's just leave the low where it is, and let's turn the mid. Let's just turn the mid to 3 for now, to 3 o'clock. As you can hear, that's a pretty gnarly tone already. Let's play the loop. So the choice of EQ controls was interesting, I'm assuming on the original model, because I think this is just copying the HM2, like I said. You'd think that it would have treble in mid, but no, it allows you to control the lows, which in guitar are... It's important to make a full sound, but usually you also have the bass to help you with that. So then if you have too much bass in your guitar, then you're interrupting the whole sound space and you're the issue. So, because this thing can also get very bassy. Let's turn the low up to 3 o'clock with the mid at 3. Alright, so right now the bass is, to me, it's not really a tone thing, but this is kind of how bass is, that it's more of a feel thing. It might be different compared on the actual microphone, of course, but in the room, it's a lot more of the feel than the tone, in my opinion. But, you know, I've also never played in a full band mix before. Let's play the loop. Sorry that some of the notes get kind of muted in there. That's because I have some fret out issues on my. That's probably not the right word, but I have some kind of hard time playing in some of the higher up positions. Kind of gives me some dead zones. I think I need to do some truss rod adjustments or something. So, but bear with me at least, please. Let's turn for now. Let's turn the low and the mids back to noon, and let's start messing with the distortion so you can hear how distorted this thing can get. Okay, so we're back at what we started at with the EQs at noon and the pedal and the distortion at the lowest it can be. So, one thing that I noticed was right off the bat, on the knob, there's a hump. So this is as low as it gets, but like in an instant, it like boosts itself. Well, so I'll try and show that here. So yeah, that's like 5% of the knob, or it's like 5% of the knob turned, and it's already at, compared to what it was, to you know, it's kind of a big difference, at least to me it is. So yeah, but from here it kind of doesn't really change to me. It just gets nastier, of course. That's kind of how distortion is, but you know what I mean. Let's turn it up to 9 o'clock and see how it is. So, you know, it's a good distortion tone for the most part. This is pretty usable. As long as you don't touch the EQ controls and leave them at noon, you're hearing a usable tone, I guess. But of course, this is only like a quarter of the distortion. So let's play the loop. So, you know, that's pretty neat. I don't know what to say. It's a distortion pedal. It sounds distorted, and it's pretty, you know, for now it's a decent tone. Unfortunately, you know, the EQ controls I don't exactly understand, and you can't really get a modern tone. This is more of maybe, I don't really listen to older stuff, but maybe like a Pantera type or maybe a Metallica type. I don't know. You can definitely get some interesting tones with the EQs, though. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's turn the distortion to noon. Just a quick interruption. If you like the new combination of using the vocal mic, which kind of counts as a room mic, as well as using the amp mic to try and get a better overall telling of how the sound is, let me know in the comments and tell me that it's a good thing. In the room here, it sounds pretty much exactly the same, maybe just a little bit louder. Still not clipping, that's good. It just sounds a little bit louder, I think. So, yeah, let's listen to the loop. So I think at this point, with this much gain, it's kind of hard to be able to tell a difference between gain settings, because it's more, when you get this high with this much gain, it's kind of the more subtle things. Especially, you can, you know, if you turn the knob a lot more, it'll give you a lot more difference, but I think that there's a lot more subtle sounds when you're really looking for differences in high gain tones. Not counting the EQs, of course, but, you know, in gains, stages, or words. So let's turn the distortion up to 3 o'clock. So I can definitely hear the buzz getting louder. So, to me, you know, it's just getting hairier, louder. It's not, but there's not too much real difference to me at the moment. Let's just play the loop. Another thing to note is that I think that in the microphone you're getting a little less bass than I am in the room. That might be due to the Boss Katana and the way it is. I also have the 2-head model, so I think I put the microphone on the side that has a little more bass, because when it was on the other speaker, it was just too brittle and sounded like absolute garbage. So, with that in mind, let's keep going. Let's just turn the distortion all the way up. Oh boy. So, like I said, I don't hear a difference personally in the room. The only difference I can hear is that buzz getting louder. Let's play the loop. When you start adding more distortion, there are certain subtleties that come out, I think, a little more in solo playing, which I'm not great at solo playing. That's why I didn't have a very long solo in there. Plus, we have to get through the loop as many times as possible. I think that playing a solo kind of helps sometimes, but the tone between solo tone and chuggy tone can be a very different thing on the same EQ settings. So with the distortion all the way up, let's start messing with the EQ. We're not clipping yet. That's good. So let's do some drastic settings. Let's turn the lows all the way down and the mids all the way up. Oh dear. Oh Jesus. Oh, dude, that doesn't help. Oh my god, this thing. Shut up for a second. So as you can see, it gets up to be a noisy little bitch if you have any extra noise in there on top of the noise that distortion pedals create. And that... I'm not gonna say I don't like the tone, but it's definitely not a tone that you should use all the time. But I'm also trying to figure out how you would use it in a song, because then you could have this as your auxiliary distortion pedal, and then you switch to your real distortion pedal to get a decent tone, because it's a cool tone, but it's not, you can't make every single song on your album that. Let's turn the low all the way up and turn down all the mids. I'm kind of interested to see how this is going to be. Hopefully I don't rumble out the room. I don't think it will, but, you know, the Metal Master Digitech pedal was quite the thumpin' bitch, like this one could be as well. So, let's see. So we get a low rumble on that noise. Oh, it's got fuzz now. Oh, that's cool. I actually really like that tone. That's really cool. Let's mess with the lows a little bit. Let's turn the lows a little bit down, see if we can get more of the actual guitar tone back into it. Maybe add a little bit of mids. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do next. We played a little bit with that. It was interesting. I didn't quite get the tone I was thinking I was gonna get. Like, I was trying to get kind of like, I don't know. It's a fuzz tone basically. I was trying to get more of like a muff-like maybe, but I've never actually played a big muff, so what would I know, you know? Let's do the classic. Let's just turn all the EQ settings up. This is just bad. Alright. Well, that's certainly an interesting tone, huh? Let's turn that back. Alright, so, you know, that's certainly something, huh? So, let's switch out guitars. I haven't played this guitar in a long time. Oops. I've become one with the signal. Oh man, I should really turn this down, huh? This G is giving me an issue on this pedal. I don't know if this pedal is being stupid or if it... Ooh, that's not good. Alright, well, I might have some... I have some buzz on that string. Buzz isn't too bad. At least it doesn't come through too bad. Alright, so, you know, there's some clean tones with this guitar. Let's turn on the pedal and let's just see how it sounds with the EQs at noon and the distortion all the way up. So, yeah, this sounds a little, I guess you could say it sounds beefier because it's humbuckers. There's a little more bass, I think, a little more well-roundedness, I guess, in the tone. Let's turn the EQs, let's turn both of the EQs to 3 o'clock and see how it sounds. So, kind of just sped run, not really sped run, but you know, I was just going through the some tones, doing some different stuff. This pedal is not an all-arounder distortion, I'll tell you that. It is certainly not an all-around distortion. It is kind of for... It's definitely for specific people. I think there's only certain kind of people that want this. I don't know, it's hard to tell because it's a cool sound, but it's not really a usable sound, at least not at all times. Some of the like if you dial back some of the settings, I guess, kind of, but it's very iffy, especially not having at least that treble control to be able to add some in there. It's a little strange. I can definitely recommend the pedal because the pedal it's a good pedal. It sounds decent, but it works decent. It's just not for me. So yeah, if it's up to you whether or not it's gonna be your kind of sound. So this thing's wild. That's all I can say. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and maybe subscribe if you want to see more guitar pedal reviews. We've got a lot more coming up. We also do other content about where I'm hoping to do some amp stuff maybe sometime soon, maybe some guitar stuff, or you know, like about guitars, and then we're gonna do some stuff. I have a couple videos about 3D printing. I'm hoping at some point to make a video about how 3D printing can help you be a better musician, and we also do drum stuff. So for now, I'm gonna say bye bye.